So things are getting very, very interesting between the Boston Bruins and RFA goaltender Jeremy Swayman. The rumor started yesterday is that Swayman is looking for $10 million a year. Some outlets have countered that. Others have reinforced it. Really, there's no factual basis, no concrete factual basis. It's all rumors and speculation right now. However, Swayman, you'd think at least, has a lot of leverage. However, keep in mind, he is still an RFA, meaning short of an offer sheet, he can't just sign with anyone. But the Bruins are also in a tough position because as of right now, they're starting the season with Korpisalo. And I mean, you could admittedly have worse options, but if they don't come to an agreement by December, he doesn't get to play. But again, we still don't really know what the numbers are here. It's very possible that this $10 million was leaked to the media as part of a ploy by either side. Maybe that is what they'll land on. I think a lot of people were expecting around 8.5. But Swayman was also interviewed on the Shut Up Mark podcast, and he talked a lot about why getting that high number is important to him. And yeah, I think most of us do naturally roll our eyes a bit when we talk about a player making $8.5 million a year for over half a decade versus $10 million a year. But he points out that it's important because what the high-end goaltenders make dictates what other goaltenders get. And I think we've seen this with inflationary salaries for defensemen. And it's kind of interesting because the Bruins historically have been a team which seem to want their players to take a discount and seem to push for that. Don't look at Pasta's AAV. Those days are long gone. But, as a Rangers fan who sees Igor Shesterkin coming off his really bargain of a contract and in need of a new deal after this season, the possibility of Swayman signing anywhere near 10 is horrifying. I did mention an offer sheet, and that is a possibility either for a team really wanting to put pressure on the Bruins or perhaps, I guess, for a team like Chicago, kind of getting all the pieces together with lots of assets. The way an offer sheet works, by the way, is when an RFA player hasn't signed, a team can offer a contract to that player, or as we saw with the Oilers, players, and if the offer sheet is signed, often at a pretty inflated price, the team holding the RFA rights has the opportunity to either match the contract or let it go. In return, if the player does leave, then the team offering the contract sends draft picks for compensation with the total number of draft picks depending on the value of the contract. With what we're talking about here, the Bruins would get a bounty of 4 draft picks, including at least 2 first-rounders, but they'd be losing their franchise goaltender. I don't think that situation is likely, especially because of what you do have to give up with these high value contracts, but it's interesting, especially where truly elite goaltending is so valuable in the modern NHL, and there really are not as many clear number one goalies as there were in the past. But that's sort of the situation. Let me know what number you think he comes in at, and Bruins fans especially, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this entire process.